But then, I just saw some frustration maybe from you because at the end of the day today, your client called you and needed you to go do something, and, you rationally looked at, well, I've got to do it tonight, or it's going to wait till longer. And that seems to be a little bit like not in your control.
Which is what makes me feel so out of control sometimes, and I hate that because I try so hard to just get it right, and then it's like stuff like that, and I'm like, so yeah, that's it. You're right.
So, when you say you want to be more in control of your life, what what does that exactly look like to you?
I would say following through. Um, it's like it's like my life. There was a point where I was like dead on, and I was on it, and then this case management job has got it's just weird. It's like it's morphed into my life. It's very interesting how it
Mm.
works. But the point is that at case management, you've got 35,000 things to do, and they're always due, and the people are constantly calling you these messages,
Mhm.
and so you do one thing, and then you start this other one, and then you kind of do this one, and you try and finish this one, and you do, and then the next one comes,
Mhm.
and then at some point, my life started looking like that, where it was like
Mhm.
I was supposed to do that, but I didn't get time, so I had to move to this time. But now I'm going to try and do this because I didn't have enough time to do it yesterday. Okay, so how am I going to fit this? And before, I used to just take a step back and say, oh, whoa, no, no, no. This is how my life is going to go for the next week or so, and make it happen. Now it feels more like this is how I would like the rest of my week to go, but realistically, I know it's not going to happen. So screw it. I'm just going to do what I got to do and push through it.
So,
Sorry, out of control. That's so being in control would.
so for you though, why do you feel like you just said, this is how I'd like the rest of my week to go, but it's not gonna happen. So, whatever. But why can't it go like that? Because is it because you have this case management job that is so crazy and hectic, but well, actually, I'm sorry. Let's go back to that because you said that your life kind of morphed into like this case management type job. So can you maybe explain a little bit more about that? Like, what do you mean by morphed into your life?
I mean more like spilled in over into, like the like the way I manage my caseload because it's so high, it's ridiculous. And then they want us to do intakes now,
Hmm.
and the intake paperwork. Yeah, no kidding. They're credentialing us. I had to do an intake last Friday. 3 hours. I sat in the room. Didn't get any units for it. 3 hours I sat there. Now I'm going to be doing this on a regular basis, 2 to 3 times a week, plus a caseload of 250 people. Are you nuts? Where's my raise? That's what I'm saying. See, and and so it's just constant. And then sometimes I don't put progress notes in. Like I legitimately don't because I will literally we're required 25 units a day. We have to get the 25
Mm.
units of encounter. I'll do somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 to 50. I'm doing 2 days worth of work in a single freaking day, and they're not even done giving me my responsibilities yet. So, anyways, the point is that it's constant. It's constant, constant,
Mm.
constant, and there's just stuff that I don't do, and I'm like, screw it. If I get audited and I don't have it done, and they get mad, I'm like, okay, cool, cut my caseload, G- give me more motivation, support me more,
Yeah.
something. So I just started saying, okay, I can't get to that right now. If it doesn't get done, cool. This is what's important. Move on.
Mm.
That's the way my life has gone.
Okay.
Because I get caught up in so much other things. I get late at work, or I have to be in early for this appointment, or not even always just work with family stuff. There are other things besides work, and so I've just gotten to the point where I'm like, did that get done? I don't think it got done. I think it did get done. Whatever. It's not important right now. I have to do this right now. I'll get to that later, and I don't get to it. I'm like, screw it. It didn't get done. Like, there's nothing I can do about it now,
Mhm.
and so that's kind of that's kind of where I'm like, just let it go. I'm not in control anymore. Like, okay, this is what my life is now. Great. Okay, go with it. That was a lot of talking. Did you?
No, I did understand. So you're saying like, um, so it's basically like you're so hectic in your job, and it's not just your job, but that's it's other things in your life. But it's almost like um, you've allowed your like the habits at work to also spill into your personal life. Like not necessarily that was your goal or that's what you wanted to do or you got lazy and just started doing that with your life, but like there's so much going on at work that it's hard for it to not affect your personal life because you've got early things in the morning or you have late things at night, and then it kind of just screws up your whole plan for that day, and then you have to put off things like, for instance, you said you have a family gathering, a family thing tomorrow. Well, if this person could only do the visit tomorrow, like that would have kind of screwed up your family thing, or you wouldn't have done the visit. So it's like you have this whole jumbled thing, and I'm wondering, I'm kind of wondering why you're letting this job get you this way.
It's not just the job though. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the habits that I've built at the job. That's wrong. That is right. The habits I built at the job have become habits in my own life, and it's because I'm drained, because I'm tired, because
Right.
I don't get enough sleep. Like it's not just the job; it's all the other factors in between.
Right.
And then job is so demanding that it's like a pie chart. Like
Mm-hmm.
40% of my time goes to my job. That's not even right. It's like 60%, 70% of my time, my energy goes to my job,
Right.
and then I have 30 maybe left over for everything else. And seeing as how it's only 40 hours a week, that's a whole lot of other hours that I wish I had some energy and time for.
Mm-hmm.
And so then all those other things that like I'm into a lot of different things. I'm not gonna list them off, but just
Okay.
like other things that I like to do with my time that I don't get to, and then when work gets bad, then it just completely throws things off.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard to maintain everything else that then it's just killing me, and then it's so draining at work that I don't leave work feeling satisfied. I leave work feeling okay. I need to be back here at 7:45 tomorrow because I need the extra 15 minutes to do the notes I didn't do tonight. So you see how work just exacerbates the whole problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the problem itself.
Right. But
So.
it's allowing you to. Okay, it's not allowing you to like get lost in your other life, but I mean, your job's important. You get paid. You've got to get paid to pay your bills and to keep living and, to eat and to, stay
Yeah.
afloat. So it's not like you can just quit your job and, walk away. But I'm wondering if this specific job, if case management, is not the right place for you. I mean, I'm kind of taking it in a direction that I don't think either of us were expecting to go in, but like, if I feel like to keep your life in a more like controlled, like you want to be in control of your life, but the work you're doing is not going to allow you to do that.
No. Oh. Oh. Okay, I get it. It's like a paradox.
Mhm.
You're asking for control from a situation that requires that it be out of control.
Mhm. And so even if you are in control of Josh, the work you're doing, there's never a set schedule.
Yeah.
You can't go to work and know this is what I'm gonna do, this is what I'm gonna do, this is what I'm gonna do. I can leave by this time. You're never gonna be able to do that in case management. And so that in itself
Wow.
isn't allowing you to be in control of your life.
I have no words for that. This is true. I will start looking for a job next week. No, you're right. Like, you're right. It's funny. I got a call from my friend yesterday morning. He was like, our boy, so-and-so, he got fired because it's some other stuff. He wasn't doing his job. He was at the top of, but he was cheating the system. He was playing the game wrong, and they were okay with it at first, and then he just took it too far. and he got fired for it. So he went to La Frontera, lied and said he never worked in the behavioral health field. They hired him on, and he's back getting paid $1 more than he was at Kodak. A caseload of like 80 or 90 or something like this, and it's like a set schedule of I don't know whatever his schedule is. I'm like, really? Why am I still here? And then you say that, and I'm like, wait a minute. Why am I still here? Because I'm committed to some idea of perfection. Like, why am I demanding control, perfection from a situation that's out of control and completely imperfect? Yeah,
I don't know. I think it's definitely something to look at. I mean, you have the skills and the ability to be in control of your life. You really do. But even if you fix everything else, even if you have this set schedule for yourself, whether you think of it in your head or you write it down on paper and post it somewhere, it's not going to work because of other things coming up in your job.
I see that. I honestly can say I didn't see that before. I mean, I understood the nature of the job, but being in the system and being in the job and you're sitting there and you're doing the job, you forget that before you were doing that, you used to hear the complaints. Case management's this and case management's that. And it's like, oh, okay, you go in, I can handle this. And then you come out and you're like, oh, wait a minute. There's a reason why everyone says that.
Mm-hmm. And it's not that you can't handle it. It's just not the controlled environment.
It's impossible.
That is important for your life.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Hey.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's eye-opening. I can say that much. It's so simple. It's so simple, but when you really look at it, it's like, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So,